Nerd Vengeance. Broke Vengeance. Visitors to the tower, it's real. We're doing a crazy little Saturday impromptu stream. Black Man Lavis and myself going over some nerdy news, man. Smash that like button. We'll see you real soon. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome to the stream. It's going to be, yes indeed, a little bonus stream here. Saturday. And we're streaming on a Saturday. And I'm here with Lavis. Lavis, what's going on, man?
What it is, man?
Well, you know, I'm just saying, bro, there's so much news. There's so much craziness going on that we had to do a stream on the weekend. And we don't normally stream on the weekend, so there must be a lot of crazy stuff happening.
Right, exactly. Gotta make sure we address it, man.
We got to address it, man. Chat, let us know. How's the audio here? I feel like, let me bring Lavis up a little bit. Let me bring you up just, all right, I think.
Okay. Am I good, people?
I feel like you might.
Crisp.
I feel like you're crisp now, but I can always bring you up a little bit too. I feel like my maybe I bring me down a little bit. You guys let us know in the chat.
Yes.
And just so everybody knows too, we are gonna go spoilers today. So with WandaVision, we're going spoilers. With quite possibly what's going on just in general. With Marvel, we're gonna go into spoilers. So we're keeping it pretty chill, but it's gonna be spoiler-esque. And it looks like we're having a little bit of a bandwidth issue too, so I'm gonna try to adjust that. But no, I don't know if it's gonna let me when we're live. No.
No.
YouTube, why you do this? Yo, so let's get right into this crazy ass shit with WandaVision, man. With that episode, how many of your personal theories got destroyed, and how many of your personal theories are still good?
Right? Yeah, I wonder this too. But I think when it comes down to it, we all knew that Agnes was Agatha Harkness. So, like,
Yeah,
I feel like we called that immediately
yeah.
as soon as we saw her. So, but there's a new rumor going around. If you're not in the Discord, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but there's a new little theory going on in the Discord that I kind of like. That has not too much to do with what's already been going around between Mephisto and Nightmare.
Oh,
But
okay. And what I don't know if I've even heard this sort of new thing. Why don't you go into it a little bit for me?
so pretty much we found some, and I think I stumbled onto it right before we started putting it into our little spoilers chat. But there is a comic that has to do with like a goat sorcerer or whatever. I'm, I am really losing his name right now, but pretty much the way he looks. Okay, so when she was down in the basement,
Yeah,
right behind Agatha Harkness, you saw that little statuette carving,
yeah,
and it was like a devil with the horns or whatever.
yeah.
Well, that's pretty much what this guy looks like.
Okay,
It's just like that carving, and it seems like shaman or something to that effect.
okay.
And pretty much that book that was down there also, we think it could either be the Darkhold or the Druid book.
Right.
And he also he kidnaps Wanda into that realm, and Vision has to pretty much come save her from there. So I think ultimately I think it's going to be an amalgamation of all of them with
Hmm.
those symbols that we saw down there. I think we're going to get pretty much the vibe is open the dimensions, not just bring Mephisto, not just bring Nightmare, not just bring one particular person, but to bring all of them. And that's why it's the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, no, I dig that. I dig that. I feel like it for me, it's like I think these could be cool little nods or Easter eggs. They don't necessarily mean that
Yeah,
like
right.
yeah. So that's what's hard to separate with the show is like how much of this is just cool stuff that they're putting in there that connects to the occult, that connects to traditional things in Marvel, and how much of it's like, oh, this is legit what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
even Mephisto, I mean, at this point, where are you personally at with Mephisto? Like, where are you at with Mephisto personally?
50-50, I think it's probably going to be more Nightmare than Mephisto, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go with that route. But again, that's what I say. It's like 50-50 because I think they're going to go with more than just one. I think we're all thinking myopically and small-minded to where like, oh we're going to get Mephisto. Or I think we're going to get more than that.
But when you say we're going to get, what do you mean? Just in general? Or do you mean as the big bad for the show?
I feel like it's going to be, I think Marvel's endgame ultimately from here is not just to give us one property each, like they did when the first 10 years, how we just got Thanos, how we just got an Avenger here, an Avenger there. I think they're going to try to give us teams of people. That's why we already heard it. We're going to get like the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
It's speculated we're going to get people like Squadron Supreme. And with this comic, with this person talking about, there's like a whole, there's also another villain, a dimensional, kind of like the Legion of Doom, like a group of villains. This is like another dimensional group of villains, and all of them are actually involved in it. Between Blackheart, Mephisto, Nightmare, like all of them.
Oh I forget the name of that group, dude.
Yeah,
you're right. Oh shit!
I stumbled down all this today, so like the names. I'm sorry, I don't have them like.
Yo, and it doesn't involve the Devil's son, right? Whatever his name was, Damien or Yeah, man. I'm remembering now. Okay. Keep going. Yeah.
Teams of people. I don't think we're just gonna get an Avenger here or a villain there anymore. I think it's gonna get crazy because Feige's done playing games. He's got his toys. He's got the X-Men coming in, and you can't have a world with no groups of villains and heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like even the X-Men fought against the Avengers, so you can't bring in a group of people like that and then not have them anywhere to flourish.
Right.
So you give we get the Fantastic Four, we get the dimensional villains, we're getting the Thunderbolts, and all these rival teams. So by the time you get to the X-Men, it's like, okay, yeah, X-Men went up against Avengers, but they can also go up against all these other teams for whatever reason. Or we can have another Infinity level type thing where all these squadrons are put up against each other. I
Okay.
think Feige's
I
gonna
get
play
you.
it.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing,
Yeah.
though. Two things, and I'm going to lose track of both these things, so I'm going to try to say them fast. All right. Look, first thing is like, yes, but I want there to be maybe one of them that is really responsible. If Agnes is not really the one,
Right.
then I want one of them to be the one. But I agree with you that why not all of them, right? That's kind of what we're getting at. It's like, why not all of them? Like, people are even saying that the strongman guy could be like Sentry, right? And to me, again, it's like, why not? Why not, dude? I love the Sentry. You know what I mean? Like, we could just make it happen. But let me ask you, that's number one. And I want that to be Mephisto, but it's probably going to be Nightmare, whatever. Number two.
It's battling right now.
Right. Number two. What is the power level here? Okay? Let me give you a couple characters. I want you to rank them. Dracula. Mephisto. Nightmare. How would you power rank those three in order of the strongest to the weakest?
So I would probably put Mephisto at the top, of course, and then Nightmare, and then Dracula. And the reason why I would say I would do that, because I believe Nightmare can only feed on people in certain states. So like if they're sleeping or something like that, he's able to affect them. So that kind of limits what he's able to do. I think Dracula is pretty much just manifested from the Darkhold book, but we all know, Dracula's weak and stuff. So that's why I rate him lowest. But Mephisto, I believe what he's able to do, he's more powerful and he's kind of like the lead.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So from what I know of these characters, that's why I rate them that way.
Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, so that I feel like is pretty fair from the comic book perspective. I guess the question would be like, how would Feige do it, right? Because like what I'm saying is like this man, it feels like if we're about to get what I think we're going to get, it feels like this man just put Nightmare number one. Maybe ignored Mephisto or put Mephisto way down the list. And then what's he going to do with Dracula? It feels like to me, like, I don't know. I think it's cool to have the occult and to have all these things going on, but like we need a hierarchy, man. You know what I mean? And like we need to understand like what magic is. Basically what I'm trying to say is, especially in the MCU, magic is kind of a dangerous thing to me because it really does throw a wrench into things. It causes, think about what's happening right now. Quite possibly we have an Omega level like Nexus being mutant that it's being controlled by a witch. Okay. So like if the witch, Agnes really ain't all that, but if she can mind control an Omega level mutant, then it's like game over. So it's like we're gonna start to see just like chaos, bro. Like for real. Like this is gonna get crazy.
Yeah, most definitely, and I can't wait for that to happen because it seems like the reason why Agatha Harkness is able to control Wanda even in the first place is because of her being a sorceress.
Yeah.
So there's just certain things that she knows, like Wiccan kind of picked up on it without knowing it. We're talking about how quiet she is. She's quiet. The house is quiet. Well, when she goes into that basement, you see that it shifts into the real world. So wherever it is that Agatha is at, she plays some kind of protection there.
Yeah.
And that's how she's able to, at least for the most part, elude whatever it is that Scarlet Witch is doing. And I'm hoping that maybe this episode they'll spend the time to actually like just give it to us. Just let us know everything that happened. Let us know all the secrets, and then give us the conclusion.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let me ask you this. Some people believe, there's like this rumor, it's like a sort of leak out there that Agnes will be revealed to always have been a witch, but perhaps have been masquerading as a psychiatrist and convinced Wanda to do a thing. Now, I want to throw something real crazy at you. What if Agatha and Hayward are in cahoots, and it wasn't just magic, it was magic plus some other stuff that it did the Wanda thing? Because here's why. If you're a witch, okay, you're probably just like doing witchy things, hanging out in your witchy world, whatever, but then Thanos comes to Earth and half the people on the planet die. It still probably messes with your business. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and say that's still not cool for you. So even the nefarious actors on Earth in the Marvel Universe are going to be looking to be able to maybe combat something like a Thanos level event or something like that happening again, right? Hayward's looking for it, right? So what if Hayward is the one that made the deal? You know what I mean? Like, what if Hayward made the deal to try to bring Vision back, and then all this kind of stuff starts happening from there? Something to that effect.
Okay, I like that. Except for the one thing that seems to be very prevalent about Hayward is the fact that he really doesn't seem to like superpowered beings.
Right.
So I'm kind of skeptical on thinking he would make a deal with her, or even know that she even exists in the first place.
Sure.
To want to do that, but I would say that how I'm viewing it is this is the first time we're actually getting two different kinds of villains at the same time.
Yeah.
So Agatha Harkness in this show presents the evil mystical villain and the reason why Wanda is doing what she's doing, and Hayward presents the earthbound villain, and his stake is to really just get Vision back because he's been trying to put him back online for this entire time.
Yeah. For
people like Agatha Harkness and Thanos and all that. So I feel like whatever of the events had happened during the snap, he pretty much, if he's not a Skrull or with Hydra, he pretty much went fanatic from there.
But here's the thing. Hydra has a deep history of messing with the occult. And Red Skull was so into that shit. Red Skull could have had that book at one point in time in this. I mean, especially if he comes back from his wraith form, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's just, so anyway, there's a lot of crazy stuff. I agree with you. that groups and shit is happening. The Cabal, maybe some crazy shit like that could be in play. But I think that Hayward, here's what I'm thinking. I think Hayward was trying to bring Vision back without any help. But I just think it wasn't working. And I think he maybe realized, or someone made him realize, that Wanda was the key to bringing Vision back to life. And I think that she was invited to the Sword facility, and perhaps even coerced into trying to put Vision back together. I don't know that for sure. That's a little reaching for me. But like in general, my prediction is that Hayward's way more of a inciting person than a reacting person. Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah, most definitely, I agree with that. And I guess if he is in some kind of way manipulating the situation like that from Sword, then he would probably have to be somebody that's earthbound yet related to the whole Agatha thing. So only people that would come to mind for me with that would be Grim Reaper, or some kind of fanatic version of maybe Wonder Man.
Bro, he could literally be Grim Reaper, yeah.
But yeah, I would say if he's working with Agatha, I would say more or less.
I mean, if you really start to think about it and you're like, so this motherfucker's sending people in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you start to think about it, you're like, okay, unless he's a total idiot, because we're led to believe he's just an idiot, he doesn't understand that poking Wanda is a bad idea. What if he wants to poke her? What if the whole thing's a game? And so I don't know, man. We'll see. My opinion is that he's a very important character, but I wouldn't be mad if that was totally wrong and somebody just shot him in the face or something. You know what I mean? In the last episode, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess
I feel like he is an important character, and he'll last as far or as long as Secret Invasion. I feel like he's gonna have something to do with a lot of that.
Exactly. I need that character in Secret Invasion. He's the perfect character for Secret Invasion. Let's get into Secret. Can we talk about Secret Invasion? I want to talk about Secret Invasion. Go. Okay, here we go. Just so everybody in the chat is sort of aware, let me sort of TLDR this for everybody. Secret Invasion, confirmed show. Confirmed during the Disney thing on December 10th last year. Big deal. Bringing in Sam Jackson. Likely has to do and tie into what happened in Far From Home with the scene out in space, post-credit scene. Big deal. Also, before it was officially announced, this show had been talked about and rumored for a long time. And a lot of the scoopers and the insiders were indicating that this show would tie directly into Captain Marvel 2. And that Captain Marvel 2 would also be a continuation of the Secret Invasion story and set up the status quo for the next Avengers film. That was the words that were used. The status quo for the next Avengers film. So, if you start to process what's going on here, it is possible we are headed towards a crazy-ass secret invasion that will not know who is real. If you think we're already like, who's this imposter Pietro, right? But we're going to be like...
I have an idea on that, too.
Well, I'd love to hear it, my friend. But we're going to be like that with everybody.
Yeah.
Every single person, we're going to be like, is that a scroll?
Right.
Is that, you know what I mean? Is that a scroll? So that's going to be really fun, but also possibly lead to, hopefully, Dark Avengers and some of the stuff that we think is coming out of that. Because as you said, we're getting different groups, Thunderbolts, right? So lots of cool stuff. What do you think of Charlie Cox, Daredevil, being rumored to be in Secret Invasion, the show on Disney Plus?
On the show, I think it's extremely possible, depending on where they're talking about having the invasion take place. Most commonly, like always, New York is the number one spot that places get invaded from anywhere.
Yeah.
So if that's the case where they go with that, then yeah, I would definitely think they would go with having Daredevil involved in that, because it would be cool to have, I guess. In this overpowered world that MCU is creating, you got to have your human level,
street level
heroes.
Yeah.
Your street level heroes are very important, actually, because even if they don't have anything to do with the super big bads that the superheroes take care of, they're out doing the recon and having their own story and stuff like that. So hearing that they're going to have Charlie Cox in Secret Invasion, with the fact that there's also rumors that he's coming back, and Jessica Jones, and possibly other characters by association. I wouldn't be surprised if Secret Invasion doesn't just have Charlie Cox in it.
Yeah, that's actually a great point, and I want to expand on all of that. I have a lot of thoughts, but I want to catch up on the chat just because it's a little different than a normal format. So I just want to say, Juan says, Al Pacino as Mephisto. Dude, I would love it. I have no idea if that's coming. I hope that it's coming. People have said that it's coming. Yeah, we can dream. Frank Francis, you are a Nerdvenger now. Welcome to the Nerdvengers. The Notorious BFG says it's going to be Pacino as Nightmare, but he'll do the Mephisto things from the comics. China and normies won't know the difference. You know, that's probably true. It's probably what they're going to do, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. I'm not happy about it, but I'm just going to have to deal with it. Nick DeFrank, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You're a Nerdvenger now at the prime level. Make sure you stop by the stream tomorrow. We also had one of the most mind-blowing streams ever this morning, but I don't know. Might be too soon for you. You just got in. Casey Watson says, any chance there is only Agnes and Wanda as villain at the end of the show? No Nightmare or Mephisto? That's a great question. What do you think of that, Lavis?
I think that's a really good possibility, since they've waited to the past, 7 episodes to finally reveal that Agatha was the person screwing stuff up all along. But that also goes back to my point before, and I actually looked into this real fast. I was saying that it would be great if they actually had, instead of just one season of this, that they left this on a cliffhanger. Went through all the MCU stuff they're doing this year, have the Multiverse of Madness happen, and then pick up on a season 2 and give them a whole new problem. So I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out at the end of it, it's just Agatha and Scarlet Witch on their way to, unlock and bring back Mephisto and all of them. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. But I think we're going to get a reveal, just for the simple fact that Paul Bettany even said that the secret character that he's been teasing has not happened yet.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a Mephisto or a Nightmare, but something big is still coming. I think the reason we think... Look, some of this has to do with like leaks and rumors that are out there, right? So we don't, we don't know. But there was a lot of indication that Agatha may well actually flip and turn and actually be an anti-hero at the end of the show. So that would indicate that there would have to be a force that she would, so we'll see.
That goes back to that theory, and I kind of found it. His name is Samhain or whatever, the goat dude I'm talking about. And when he kidnaps her, he takes her into his ethereal world, and there Scarlet Witch finds a bound version of Agatha Harkness's spirit. So it seems like she's being controlled from there. She releases her and all that great stuff, and Vision comes, like everything else I said. But like we said, They could be taking bits and pieces.
Yeah, and I love that idea of bound spirit, because wouldn't that sort of explain why Vision cannot leave the hex or whatever, right? Yeah.
Right.
Pretty interesting. Mike Hawes says, guys, thank you for the stream. Can't stay, but Nerd Avengers represent and show your love for the Dead of Nerds. Also, sticking him being the new sticker and head of weapons, plus the Thunderbolt Ross. Also thinking him being the new striker. Okay, yeah. I would love that. Hayward could be a sort of new striker of sorts. But here's the other side of this. We can still get Stryker. Like, definitely. The Marvel universe is so rich, dude. We don't need, you know what I mean? Like, we can get Stryker and have Stryker have combos with Hayward. You know what I mean? Like, and have Ross have conversations with Hayward. General Ross having conversations with Norman Osborn is going to be one of my favorite things in the world, dude. Like, I love all these characters. You know what I mean? So, like, give me all of them, throw them all in there. And give me multiverse versions of all the best ones and have 6 versions of each one, and let's go crazy. Thank you, Mike, for the support. Nathan, oh crap, I lost it. Nathan Tattoo says, Goodner is an illustrator for the Hulk comic, so Agent Goodner is a Hulk Easter egg. Oh, number 2, name for Darren. Darren's Danger Room. Boom! You looking for this? That's actually a great name, dude.
I actually kind of like that.
Dude, Darren's Danger Room, and she would love that too. We could make her like some X-Men stuff to come in on and stuff. That's great, bro. I like that, Nathan.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. Well done. Ryan says, okay, fellas, thoughts on Jennifer Lawrence news? Yeah, I don't buy it at all. Have you heard this?
Not Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence is cast as Invisible Woman.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe. I don't think so. I saw one little like clickbaity article come up from like one site that I knew was not very reliable, but I will check it. Like, I'll look into it. But just in general, what would you think about that though? Do you think she could do it?
I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it now, and I mean, the people who are saying it, they're kind of reputable, but I don't know. As far as Jennifer Lawrence goes for her, all I can say is I don't see it too much, but that doesn't mean it won't grow on me, because Chris Evans, I did not want him for Captain America, and he grew on me. So while I don't see it, I think from Hunger Games and all her previous movies, she could fill the role of a Sue Storm. But like, if you have Jennifer Lawrence as Sue Storm, you gotta pick a good, decent Mr. Fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't just throw her with no scrub, Mr. Fantastic. And I heard that they was probably doing or trying to negotiate with my man Levitt, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
I guess if they pick if they're looking for people like Jennifer Lawrence, then I can believe that they're looking for people.
What the hell? Sorry.
Right now, when you join BetMGM and wager $1 on any pro basketball team,
why you do this?
$100 if your bet wins.
Oh, no, it wasn't, Charles. I should have known. There. Sorry, give me one
Just
second.
Just fire up the BetMGM
Comicbook.com, you are a garbage-ass website. And listen to me, garbage. Comicbook.com, you are a garbage-ass website. You just fucked up my stream.
You are garbage now.
Anyway, go ahead. So what were we saying?
Yeah, I think if they're going to go with a person like Jennifer Lawrence, or if they're looking at people like Jennifer Lawrence for Sue Storm, I can believe that they're looking at somebody like Joseph Gordon-Levitt to do Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Let's read from this Murphy's Multiverse article here. It says, rumor, Jennifer Lawrence joins Fantastic Four. So this is a rather bizarre story, but too interesting not to cover. Right now, Marvel Studios has started production on various projects, blah, 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 blah. It looks like they will continue working there with another upcoming project. According to the Daily Telegraph, Marvel Studios also plans to shoot the Fantastic Four there. They're talking about a set in Australia. Not just that, but they've also revealed that Jennifer Lawrence is already on her way to film it. It's a bit of a strange surprise if you consider that John Watts is set to direct the upcoming film, yet he is still at work on the untitled Spider-Man 3 film. So it would be strange to start production so soon. We've reached out to Disney, but we have not gotten a response. Daily Mail also sourced the Daily Telegraph, where they explicitly state that she is involved in a Marvel project. It also states she will arrive there in a month to start production on a series in the upcoming weeks. So, even if the production will be in Australia, but it is unlikely to start anytime soon, Jennifer Lawrence is quite high profile of an actress to join a franchise for the second form. And So basically, why would we view this news as anything but her probably coming back to play Mystique, which I don't want either. But yeah, the actual. I mean, I'll source it. I'll go to Daily Telegraph.
Right, the Daily Telegraph.
I mean, go ahead. Give me your thoughts while I just peruse over this Daily Telegraph article.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's Jennifer Lawrence. And
right, bro. This is the chick that quit on X-Men. She quit on X-Men halfway through the franchise and just started phoning it in and cashing checks. Look, do your thing, girl. You know what I mean? Like, do your thing. But how am I supposed to get fucking pumped about you coming to do anything now? That's just me.
Disney money, man. That Feige money.
Bro, she was great in some of the X-Men films. She was, but she just turned it off, bro, and just doesn't. She did not give a shit in those last couple, bro. It's laughable in Phoenix, like it's laughable, bro.
Yeah, Phoenix was horrible.
Yeah,
it's so bad that it overshadowed the Apocalypse.
I know, right? It's like they had to make an even worse movie than Apocalypse before.
Yeah. But I mean, the reason why I keep saying it's Jennifer Lawrence is because, like, okay, I have to remind myself because the only thing I can remember her in, honestly, and it was probably because once I start something, I got to finish it, were the Hunger Games. I even forget that she was Mystique in the X-Men movie.
Really?
I'm not even. Yeah, I forget that fact and it's not like people haven't told me multiple times. It's not as if I haven't seen it. It's Jennifer Lawrence. And for some reason, she's just a very forgettable actress to me. So. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if this rumor does turn out to be true, and it's Feige and Disney doing what they do with taking these low-cut actors and actresses and boosting them up and making them a lovable thing. Nobody cared about Vision and Wanda until they did this show.
True. So, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I do not really want Jennifer Lawrence to be Sue Storm. I'm gonna put my flag in the ground and say I do not want Jennifer Lawrence to be Sue Storm. It's too important of a role. You have a mark against you. You know, and I know studio stuff and Hollywood stuff. I totally get it. But from the fan perspective, like, yo, you made some. You didn't pull your weight, dude. You know. So, just for me, no thanks. But her returning as Mystique, that I can get behind because here's the deal. What if she comes back from Mystique and Feige gives her something like pithy and dope to like sink her teeth into as an actress and gives her something actually challenging and something that would be cool. I think, and if you notice, a lot of these Fox actors are sort of implying this, that like over there, it was just not a good environment. But when you work for Feige or when you go over there, it's like this collaborative environment. He's willing. I mean, dude, look at Lizzie Olsen in WandaVision right now, bro. Like she's doing stuff I've never seen her do before. Like ever. It's crazy, dude. As an actor, that has to be appealing and exciting to you. She still got paid money too. But she's out there putting out work that's like it's incredible, dude. She goes from Thanos being like, I don't even know who you are, to the #1 streaming show on the planet.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's Disney Feige doing what they're doing. And if they can do it with characters and a person like Elizabeth Olsen, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jennifer Lawrence, but I would hope that maybe she does come back more as Mystique than Sue Storm because I don't know, give it to somebody better.
Yeah,
somebody else. I don't know. I have Hunger Games flashbacks, and I'm not on that train. I'm just not there. I would so rather them go with somebody. I'd rather them age them up, okay? So if we're going to get Fantastic Four, making the dope family, let me get somebody like Charlize Theron, okay? She can act, and she's extremely beautiful.
She is.
Like, go back with that again. She was killing it in the first X-Men movies.
True.
She was totally killing it.
She was, dude. That would actually be sick. I'd be super into that.
Go that. I seen the Old Guard of that one on Netflix. That was a good movie too. She was whooping ass.
Nice, bro.
Totally
dude. Yeah, man. Bring her back. That's actually a great. Yeah, that's a great idea. Leo, what about the old Fantastic Four stuff? I mean, you can't necessarily do Chris Evans, but what about bringing that dude back for Reed? I thought he was a good Reed.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I skip on his name. I'm not sure they'll be able to get him because I just finished seeing the advertisement where he got some show coming out called Forever. I'm not sure if it started already.
Right on.
But yeah, he might be tied up doing
that's
stuff
true.
like that.
So that's the thing. Like when you got to think about that too. That's why I think unknowns or like youngers is a way to go because like, bro, like it's the Fantastic Four. Like we need Reed popping up all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like he needs to sort of be that new Tony Stark in a lot of ways. I feel so.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, that's an important. You need that person to be available, basically.
Yeah, and I think while he was a good Reed, I think he was too commercial for that time. You know what I'm saying? They made Reed. He needs to be. I think he needs to be a little darker.
Yeah, he was a little too like pulpy. Like, shucks, I'm Reed Richards. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Yeah. He was like the Woody of Fantastic Four Reed Richards for me. You know?
I feel like they did that for the '60s nostalgia, though. You know what I mean? Like they were right.
Yeah, so they need to make him a little more darker, a little more relatable, and I think that's why people are more gravitated towards Krasinski than most other actors because he is he's a little more grounded than most when you look at him. You know what I'm saying? And we want a grizzled, ready to go Reed Richards,
true,
a person who's actually ready to take the mantle and do what needs to be done.
True. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see in either way. Do you think he could be the aerospace homie? You think the aerospace engineer could be coming?
Yeah. I think he could be most definitely. I don't think they'll probably show him on screen. And the fact that like they kind of bossed it up, but didn't pay that off completely. I think that could possibly have something to do with it, with the fact that he's an astrophysicist, and he built that particular machinery.
Yeah,
it could come out later that they'll tie all that in and be like, I was the one who created that for Monica Rambeau, or she'll introduce him in one of the movies or the next show that she's in. I think they'll pay it off then.
Yeah. No, that would be really cool, man. I wouldn't be against that being sort of the way they went with it. And there's just so much craziness happening with like Eternals and all this other stuff, man. It's gonna be really nuts. Let's shift into Falcon and the Winter Soldier stuff a little bit. I mean, did you get a chance to check out that new trailer?
If it's like new as it happened today, no.
No, it's like a 30-second one. I think it hit yesterday.
I might have been able to catch that one.
Let me see.
And just even in general, without catching that, I'm ready. So WandaVision it's not fried my brain, but it's like, oh my God, I'm trying to figure out so many little different things that's going on with this show, looking at all the little Easter eggs, trying to tie it all together, having theories. Like, I'm ready to just like, it's okay, Feige. Just tell us what the deal is.
Yeah, man.
I give up. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost to that point. Almost. I'm not ready quite to give up, but I'm ready for a show that, I'm more of a beat me down with suspense and beat me down with some explosions and some action. I'm ready for that now.
Yeah, you know I totally agree. So, I think you're saying like, bro, it's like it's too cerebral, and our brains need a break, and we need to just watch Falcon and Winter Soldier beat the shit out of some people.
Right,
like
exactly.
For real. All right, let's watch this together now, guys. Check it out. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen really quick, and then we'll. All right, first of all, the music is like, let's just go.
A good friend of mine once said, the price of freedom is high. It always will be.
God damn.
It's time. Where do we start? Exclusively on Disney Plus.
Do it again.
Right? I'm ready for it.
A good friend of mine once said, the price of freedom is high. It always will be.
It's time. Where do we start? Exclusively on Disney.
All right, so there's definitely many reasons that when people ask me, what are you most excited for in Phase 4, it is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And the thing is, I've said it a lot, and there hasn't been, I think, yet much of a reason for other people to be like, oh, okay, I see why. But it's coming. And it's coming real quick. This is so cool to me because this is just a little social media thing. I haven't even checked the total views on it, but it's doing decent. I think it did like a couple million on YouTube, couple million on each platform. But this was something released, a little promo for a Marvel project at the height of when another Marvel project was trending. This is interesting to me. WandaVision was blowing up, and Marvel put out a little Falcon and the Winter Soldier promo. This indicates to me that, like, he's got a plan, bro. Like, where basically, like, he's gonna, like, roll in. Don't look for this. Watch for this now. Falcon and the Winter Soldier special look after the episode of WandaVision, or some kind of post-credit scene thing, extra little hoo-ha, let's go, let's get ready for Falcon and Winter Soldier in the last episode of WandaVision. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I'm totally excited for it. Like, they're just going to be pumping them out one after the other, And I was watching a few of those Feige interviews, and I've been watching him dodge certain questions and not particularly answer, like, it's especially the Charlie Cox's question, you know, if he's bringing him back.
Yeah.
And he dodged the hell out of that question. So, yeah, he said that they planned things out up to like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Feige has definitely got a plan, and we're just watching it unfold and trying to catch up to it as if, oh, we're going to get you, Feige. While Feige's up there, like, dude.
Yeah,
if
he's
you
like
only knew,
bro. He's like six steps ahead. He's like, oh, he's like, they don't even realize all the dope shit. Like, we were sitting back confused, right? Because it seemed like after HBO made the move to say we're gonna send all of our shit to HBO Max, we were like, okay, well, naturally Disney has to, bro. No mention on December 10th, right? And we're all just like, wait a minute, what? He's still gonna go for the theatrical. It's actually less about the movies. It's more about the streaming content. He wants to make a statement that his streaming content can stand toe-to-toe with other studios' high-production movie content.
Right.
That's what he wants to do.
I agree. Yep.
Bold.
I think it's, well, they use it during the Mandalorian, so they have this new
The stagecraft. Yeah.
Yes. So it kind of makes it a little easier for them to do certain things that it would be for like how, you know, we're even using like green screen and stuff, like we're behind on that type of stuff. So I think, yeah, I agree. He's trying to make that point that, you know, it's not really about the movies. Matter of fact, we're probably going to save the movies when we're ready to. But we got all this streaming stuff going on right now, and we want you guys pulled into this. And that only goes back to my point where I was saying it would be great if we got like a season 2 of it, because he's already been saying you got to watch the streaming stuff in order to know what's going on in the movies, and vice versa. So it wouldn't be too far fetched that picture a year from now, or however long from now, when we finally get to the Multiverse of Madness, and here it is, we got all this timeline of content that you literally have to go watch from WandaVision to Doctor Strange in order to understand everything going on. Because when they do get to a season 2 of like WandaVision or something like that, you're not gonna have no idea what the hell is going on, unless you go back, and it's forcing you to watch all of these properties. I think that's like the ultimate game that he's playing there when it comes down to it.
So I actually feel it slightly differently than you. It's not that I totally don't, like, I see the point of what you're saying. I think it's a little bit different because I don't think they're going to do a second season of WandaVision. I think that is probably the extent to which particularly Paul Bettany is willing to continue to be in these things. So I think what's brilliant about WandaVision is it took them less time than, like, this was what they kept saying in the interviews, right? It took them less time and money than it would be to make a film, and yet it's going to be a 6-hour movie, basically. And
that's what they're aiming for, yeah.
Yeah, I said, you know, around, yeah. But the point is, like, he got to show up for, as an actor, less time than any of the other stuff, but it's intensive, bro. To put all that makeup on and do all that stuff, that's intensive, right? So he showed up, worked for less than he ever had, and will get more of his genuine performance put on the screen than ever. So I think, like, Feige is playing like some really interesting games where he's like, he wants to make it so all these actors that sign up to do a big blockbuster Disney Plus, you're going to be one of 200, or rather, big blockbuster theatrical thing, you're going to be one of 200 in the next Avengers movie. but will also allow you to go play on Disney Plus and do something that'll really resonate with the fans, and we'll pay you a couple million to do that. But I do not think that they're going to do multiple seasons of shows that are like that are like niche sort of for a particular actor.
Well, there's one reason why I'm not on board with it, even though everybody seems to be against me. The only reason why, because like I said, I've watched a lot of those Feige interviews. He dances around. This is actually a question. If he's going to do a season 2, he completely dances around saying yes or no on that.
Yeah.
And it just like I said, just the way he leaves a lot of these things open. I mean, y'all could be 1,000% right. Yeah, there's only one season, but I would not be surprised if, like I said, he's dancing around these because he's like, hey, we're going to go a different direction with it now, a whole new direction that we're not even thinking of, because he's already got it planned 3, 4, 5, 6 years ahead.
I think there could be certain shows that have a multiple seasons. He's actually indicated that Loki could be one of those shows. And he said there was another one, Armor Wars, I think. There's some hinting that like Armor Wars could be, because it doesn't have a hero's name in it, so like it can just Armor Wars season 2, and they have totally different cast of characters. I think there's other reasons that he might be dodging the question about the seasons of Wanda, because it might be like both your characters are both the characters are dead. You know what I mean? Like, what if he's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, will there be a season 2 of WandaVision? No, of course not. They're both dead. You know what I mean? Like, spoilers. Like,
yeah. Well, see, they've killed Vision in the comics like 5-6 times. And as far as Paul Bettany goes, I don't know. Like when he heard he was getting called in to do WandaVision, he thought they were going to fire him. Really? And apparently his job or his acting career was on Skid Row, basically, before he got picked up by Marvel. So I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be like, hey, I don't want to play Vision anymore, when that's his kind of bread and butter right now.
Yeah, that's I would love to have him more. So
yeah. So I mean, this, like, I do agree with you guys say there's only season 1, but I just say it's too ambiguated for either of us to be wrong right now. We
don't know for sure. I mean, we're speculating, of course.
I mean, like, you're wrong.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. If we get a second season, though, that would be really cool, man. I like all these characters, and I like this concept. Let me just say something else, too, radical, okay? This show is way better than The Mandalorian, bro. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. For me personally, and it's not for everybody, but for me personally, bro, this show is twice as good as The Mandalorian, at least. At least. Because all the stuff that Mando does is cool, but surface level. At most, it reaches in and grabs you by the heartstrings. WandaVision has grabbed me all over, and I didn't consent, but it was still okay. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy, dude. The show's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, it totally is. I've actually found I don't really rewatch things. Like if I watch it once, I retain it enough to where it's like rewatching is kind of boring. But WandaVision has actually made me want to go back and see if there was something that maybe I missed, to see when they finally revealed certain things, if they actually kind of showed it in these episodes that we're missing it in. Because I'm hearing people saying like there's certain times where people are just watching Wanda, just staring at her, and it's kind of like saying that someone's always keeping an eye on her, that someone's always been watching her, and then it turns out it's been Agatha this whole time. So like the Halloween episodes are real, the one where they pointed out the most, where there's somebody just in the background wearing kind of devil's looking type mask, and he's just standing there just staring at her this entire time.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you go back and watch that, it's like, oh wow, okay, that somebody really was just standing there in this episode and that episode. So it has definitely increased the rewatchability for me as a person who does not really rewatch things like The Mandalorian. I tried to go back and rewatch it, and I think I maybe got like an episode or 2 in before I was knocked out. Well, but this has kept my attention. 100%.
I think it's funny because it's crazy because Mando, I think for really hardcore Star Wars fans, like, is that, like, I love rewatching Mando personally. Like, I get a lot out of rewatching it actually, but it's like I don't know, it's like a Star Wars thing where it's like comfort food, like I just go for it or whatever.
Right.
But I've always said this, that like I don't need my Star Wars to be that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. There's some intellectual Star Wars stuff, but I don't need my Star Wars to be that. There's other stuff, bro, like that just really elevates. Like, I've always wanted and loved when the pop culture comic book, medium or whatever genre, whatever you want to call it, elevates itself. Even though I didn't personally, at least at first, care for Joker as much as other people, I was still happy that the form was elevated by some very serious people that took that project seriously and performed and did really well. So it's always great when stuff like that elevates the space. I feel like Logan elevated the space. I feel like Joker elevated the space. I feel like WandaVision is elevating the space. It's really cool.
I definitely agree with that, for sure. And I can't wait. Like you said, Falcon and Winter Soldier, when it's coming out. So those are supposed to be 50-minute episodes?
Around an hour. Yeah, around an hour. So we don't know for sure what that means, but way longer than Mando and WandaVision, which another thing for me that's like, let's go,
Yeah. So I'm definitely ready to see how they're gonna progress the story, how they're gonna leave us, so maybe with certain cliffhangers. Is this same vibe gonna try to carry over a little bit? Is it still gonna be the same kind of deal with trying to figure out what's up with U.S. Agent or Hydra Cap or anything like that, to where each week we're looking for something?
Yeah.
Or is it just gonna be a run of the mill beat 'em up explosions? Either way, I'm there for it.
Yeah,
regardless.
Man. Yeah,
because it's gonna be that way.
I think you're gonna get like the buddy cop vibe with those two, right? Which will be the heart of the show, which is brilliant. You'll get a lot of like very heavy stuff with like the history of America, racial stuff, Captain America, government oversight. So you're gonna get a lot of that. You're also gonna get the underbelly of this, like the world, but like on an international level. Like we're going to Madripoor. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna learn the underbelly of seedy MCU characters throughout the globe. Like, bro, like the Flag Smasher, maybe Ultimatum, whatever kind of things going on. And what I think is going to happen is the same way that, like, with Wanda, we're trying to figure out, like, what the hell is going on. The main plot or the mystery of the MacGuffin of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, is going to have to do with the Thunderbolts, and if maybe Ross or the government is acting nefariously when it comes to U.S. citizen or U.S. agent or Sam or whatever.
Right. I got you. Yeah, that would be good. I had a question just randomly popped into my mind. Didn't they rumor that there was supposed to be an appearance of a mutant or two in Black Widow? Or am I just making that up in my head?
No. There was no serious rumors about that, no. But there could be they could have put that in the film now because enough time has passed and they now have the license. But that film was created for the most part before they actually fully had that license.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I heard somewhere in there, maybe like I said, maybe I was reading something.
There's rumors for sure, like Omega Red, maybe, or.
I heard it was some kind of a beast character, somebody,
like Sasquatch or whatever, or
something like it was something to that effect.
Yep,
so where they go and break out.
Oh yeah, Red Alpha or Ursa Major, I think.
Yeah.
Ursa Major or something like that. Yeah, there's all sorts of there's rumors like that. We don't know for sure, but I'll tell you this: I think mutants could be mentioned in the movie, and I think either way now, he'll probably go back in there and put them in.
Right, yeah. If he has all this, that's probably why they're like delaying it and not worrying about it. Because
dude, if I were him, I'd be like, let's juice this up, bro. You know what I mean? Like we So
yeah, most definitely. Because so far they're still sticking to their release date for that. So it's still supposed to be May.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we shall see how that goes. Maybe it'll fall in line, and they'll still kind of fit into whatever story that they're telling between these four. These stories that they got going on with Wanda, and because that's really, honestly, that's what I'm really wanting to see. I wanting to see if they go from WandaVision and the events in that to Falcon and Winter Soldier and to the events of WandaVision spilling over into that, or at least having some effect, and then going from Falcon and Winter Soldier into Loki, and what I'm saying, like a chain effect. I'm looking to see if that is the case, because if that is, then there's a lot of stuff that we could possibly be running into in the next couple of years once these stories reach their head. There's a lot of stuff.
It's almost like it would be a good idea to cover a lot of Marvel and to be really invested in Marvel over the next couple of years, because they're going to go crazy. Because I think that's exactly what it is. I think there's going to be things that happen from. I actually think season 2 of WandaVision is Loki season 1.
Right. I know what you mean.
Like, Feige's going to be like, oh, you want to know about the Nexus?
Right.
Watch Loki. Oh,
so speaking on that, I've ran into a couple of different things, especially your man Paul from Heavy Spoilers touched on it. Mm-hmm. It is a good point to where, okay, so we were speculating that maybe they're bringing back all the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
I think he's still running with that theory, but he did say something that made me think that maybe there's a different thing going on. So apparently the importance of like the Nexus and a character like Wanda is across the multiverse. Her character is infinitely the same. So there's no difference in Earth 616, Earth 981, whatever you want to name. Wanda is one of those characters that is always going through the same thing in each dimension.
Okay, you gotta send me info on that because I have not found that, but that would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking that more or less the reason why Wanda maybe have been chosen is because of that fact, and they're not necessarily bringing back the Infinity Stones in their stone form, but they could be focusing on this storyline to where they go through with the other 6 Nexus characters and try to make them a thing later on. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought he was on to something with that.
Now, could that explain why Chris Evans will be Hydra Cap then?
Could explain.
Could the Nexus characters, and here's what's interesting about that. What about the Sinister Six? You know what I mean? Like 6 Nexus characters from the Sinister Six or something. You know what I mean? Like, is this going to be partially his explanation for why that happens? Because my impression of it was that was not what a Nexus character was, but that a Nexus point in the multiverse, which could be being,
you can travel.
Well, but it could be a being, is a way to bridge between the multiverse. And so part of the reason that Wanda's able to do what she does in House of M and et cetera, is because of that Nexus ability. But I mean, I don't know if that's true, but
yeah, he touched on it in his video as far as that, why they would have that kind of a correlation to the Infinity Stones. Yeah. Of course, it's Marvel. They might not. It could just be an Easter egg type thing.
Right.
So, but yeah, like the Nexus is like you said, a little bridge between the multiverses and everything. But there are beings, or at least there are like a finite amount of beings that in each dimension, they are consistent.
That's really cool.
So, and they say only one Nexus being can exist per universe. So there could be a whole lot of implications on why they're trying to do a whole multiverse thing, or at least with what they are doing with the multiverse. They could be pulling in different characters from each, and they could change them too. So like, Scarlet Witch could be one that they keep, but they might make Tony one and then recast and make him from a different universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it more. And of course, whatever I find, I'll send to you.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, though. That's a good, that's a cool. I mean, again, that sort of lines up with a lot of the stuff we've been talking about, sort of like what we think they could be doing with the multiverse. And there's a lot of questions, but dude, man, I'm having a great time with this show, bro. I'm getting so pumped about what's coming. Like, it's good shit.
So I have a question for you. Who do you think this secret character? I know we were saying Al Pacino and everything like that, but like, who do you really honestly, if you had to buckle down, think that this character is that they're teasing that we haven't seen yet?
If I had to put money on it, I would say Pacino as Nightmare. It's the boring answer. It's also kind of crazy in its own right, but I would have to say that would be what my money would be on. If I had to hedge my bets on like a second bet or something like that, I don't think John Krasinski. You know what's crazy? Even like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is technically like something like that, or like a Spider-Man or something like you know what I mean? That could be crazy. Right. You know what else it could be? All of them.
Right.
Like all the Avengers.
Okay. I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like what if literally all the Avengers came back?
I can see that.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro. Like I honestly can't. Like I guess once I get away with from the money pick, which would be Pacino, because I just can't get away from that, and that's not even a logical decision. I bet emotionally. You know what I mean? I'm an emotional bettor. So what's the official bet? How many nerd coin are we betting on this?
10. I don't know.
I don't know. But no, yeah, that would be my pick. What about you? What would be your number one pick?
I don't know exactly who the actor would be, because like I would say that we've not got to see Vision and Cumberbatch in a Marvel movie together, but apparently they were in a movie before in the past, so he can't be the actor that he says he has got to work with.
Right.
Pacino would be a great one, but I don't know. For some reason, I don't feel like Al Pacino and Paul Bettany would have crossed paths, so that that would, of course, would make it why it would be someone he would want to work with. But I think it would be someone more or less like, and this might sound super crazy, but I think it could be somebody like Dick Van Dyke to show up and be Mephisto, or even crazy Dick Van Dyke could show up and be Professor X, to shave my man's head and put him in a chair. Like, I think it could be something crazy like that. But it's not confirmed that it's like a Luke level Mandalorian type thing, because she never said that.
Yeah.
But there is supposedly somebody that's like, it's for the fans as well. It's not just Bettany,
Right.
It's for the fans too.
Right.
So I think that character is going to be somebody really big, and could tease the fact of what I think it's going to be a mutant, one way or another.
Totally could be, man. I think it could be a mutant. It could be one of the like Magneto level too. But you know what just popped in my head? This is what I want to go. Joaquin Phoenix, Doctor Strange, opens up a sling ring portal, and Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider, and Wesley Snipes' Blade on his flanks come through. They jack that Darkhold, and they're like, "We built this place, fuck you, bitch," and then and they're out, bro. That would be the shit.
That would be fucking hilarious, dude. I would rewatch every episode all over again 5 times if that's exactly what happened. If that happens, Feige can have all my money.
I'll tell you what, if that really legit happens, people are gonna really start asking questions around here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into Q&A. Guys, we'll go for probably like a half hour more. I'm going to start just getting into your questions. If you want to more or less guarantee that your question gets answered, drop a super chat in. It supports the channel. If you don't have any loot, don't worry about it. Throw a question in. We'll try to get to some that are in the chat as well.
Answer your questions.
Yes.
Knowing your questions.
Yes. Enrique Robles, the rabbit is Agnes's nephew, Nicholas Scratch. What do you think about that? Apparently she has Nicholas Scratch. Apparently Agnes has a nephew in the comics. Agatha Harkness.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Her dead. I thought it was her son or something like that, actually.
And it's her dead son?
Yeah, apparently she has a child or whatever that dies. And his name was Nicholas Scratch. And also, somewhere they said that the nickname Senior Scratchy is actually also a nickname for the devil. So they probably
he's a villain of the Fantastic Four. Nicholas Scratch is a villain. What?
Yeah.
Bro.
So people think that rabbit actually has something more to do with it than because in the comics, Agatha Harkness actually has a cat.
He's the leader of New Salem. Bro. I'm sorry. I'm like, this is...
No, you're good.
This is totally possible.
Yeah. And they, and a lot of these leaks, they mention the Salem 7 and all that stuff. So again, I just, a lot of this just feeds into the point to where I think we're going to get a lot of known groups and then a little bit lesser known groups. And those lesser known groups will probably stick to being in the Disney Plus shows. And some of the more larger known groups are going to be the ones that go into movies. And Feige even said that there's going to be introductions to where you have to watch the Disney Plus shows into a movie and vice versa.
Yeah.
So
that's man. You're spot on with that, and that is really cool, man. Enrique, thank you for that. I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole now, and that's what's so fun about this show, bro.
Right.
Nathan Tattoo says, "Yeah, thanks, man. I always tattooing on the weekend for the member stream, so I've been wanting to drop that on you. By the way, I am on Clubhouse. Hit me up for sure, man. I was just talking to Ras about that. Definitely got to get on there. I'm such a procrastinator. Souls that says, if we can't get John K as Mr. Fantastic, then I'd like to see Penn Badgley play the role. Is that the guy that was the other one? I'm gonna look this dude up.
No, that was for
this guy I'm not super familiar with at all. He was in Gossip Girl.
Oh, that's the dude that was in You.
Yeah.
He has that Netflix show You. I actually just started watching that.
Is it okay? Yeah.
No, I mean the show is good, but
Yeah.
him, who do you say you want him for?
Mr. Fantastic, Reed.
Fantastic. No, I don't see him. He doesn't give me strong Reed vibes. I don't get Reed vibes.
I'm not getting Reed vibes either. Maybe evil Reed vibes from Ultimates. That's about all I can do.
Or maybe a Franklin Richards from the future, something like that.
You know, I mean, honestly, I don't know.
Plus, we already have a Kang the Conqueror, so I don't know.
You know, make him Morg, the X-Men that changes forms.
Oh, Morph, yeah.
Morph,
I can see, I get 1000% Morph vibes from that. Yeah, I agree.
He looks like a Morph dude to me.
Yeah, and then kill him off like they did in the cartoon.
Simon says with the Simon says that's kind of funny with the $5 holla says great content, guys. People always mentioning Feige talking about WandaVision is bothering me. I love him, but put some respect on my girl Jack Schaefer's name. I'll have to look into that, man, because I would totally. Is that the writer? Because I would absolutely give Miss Schaefer all the credit in the world, but somebody involved with the WandaVision show came out and said that they were more or less controlled in the process of making the show. Number one, I'm from Philly, no snitching. Number two, how can I give you credit for your work then if you were just controlled? We all know it was Feige anyways. You got the check. Moving on. Space Solomon says, heard Al Pacino as Mephisto is the big reveal. That would be dope. Krasinski and Blunt as Reed and Sue. Anything else is a missed opportunity for Marvel. I mean, it would be a missed opportunity, but that's not necessarily... I mean, look, sometimes you got to miss opportunities, bro. You know what I mean? So maybe they don't get them. How mad do you think fans are going to be, Lavis, if we don't get Krasinski and Blunt?
I think they'll be super disappointed if we don't get either one of them. But I think with the fact that they have brought up Fantastic Four back when they did up to this point now, I've seen people finally start to explore other options. I've seen other renders for people to be Fantastic Four. So, pretty much the whole group of people. So I think people will be disappointed, but they're finding a cushion. They're finding something as a backup just in case.
Right. That's the thing, right? It's like, okay, if they just go with complete unknowns and there's nothing there, then yeah, I do think people are going to be pretty pissed. But if there's something there and we can see it, look, I think it's going to be fine either way, but I do think fans are going to be pissed, dude. It's unfair. Oh, yeah. Like, it's unfair. But fans are going to be pissed, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. But, I mean, that's unless they don't cast somebody that's just as good.
True. The better caliber actors they cast, the less likely people are to be upset. That's true.
Most definitely.
Roosevelt Cavos says WandaVision first, then Spider-Man, then Doctor Strange. Yeah, so he's referring to the idea of there being a sort of trilogy for the multiverse, right? WandaVision going into Spider-Man, going into Doctor Strange. I would tell you it's way crazier than that, bro. Loki's going to deal with some of this stuff for sure. So I even think, I don't know, but I even think you could get multiverse stuff in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
Kimberly M. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger. Now, Casey Watson says, because of the timing, Ryan Reynolds' huge contract announcement, what are the chances Deadpool is the huge character reveal? Dude, I've never considered that until just now, and I love it. Deadpool in WandaVision. What do you think?
I think Ryan's realistically too busy for that, but that would totally be crazy if that happened. I'm not against it.
Wow, would that be dope? Here's the perfect way to do it. You don't even need any of the other cast. You just shoot him on a green screen, and he's waking up in Westview just being himself, but everybody's gone, and he's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Or something like that. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Trev with the $5 Canadian money. Of the 3 Disney shows, once they all air, which one will be the highest regarded? WandaVision, Loki, or Falcon? Dude, what do you think about that? That's a great question, Trev.
That is a great question. I think ultimately Loki is going to pull out first, but I think it's going to be Loki, Falcon, and WandaVision. I still think WandaVision is going to come in on the end of that just because of how people are. We just forget so easily how great the show is. So the fact that everybody's anticipating Loki already, I just see it going that way.
All right.
We're already anticipating Falcon right now. And WandaVision is the #1 streaming show that we have.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be Loki. And I'm not trying to throw any shade because I literally would risk it all for Lizzie Olsen. She is an incredible talent, a beautiful human being. Love, love, love. Great ambassador for the brand. So much better than fucking Captain Marvel. Look, we love Lizzie Olsen. We love Lizzie Olsen. But Tom Hiddleston is, I mean, in my opinion, in a caliber of actor that is just, we haven't, like, he carried the MCU, bro. For a while, this motherfucker as Loki was carrying the MCU. And when we get to see him unleashed, his full range unleashed among the craziness that will be Loki, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, we are going to walk away from that show and be like, I mean, what is going to top that? You know what I mean? And I didn't feel that way until some of the more recent trailers and we started to really see what it would look like. I was like, damn, they are going for it, bro. So that's my take. I think it's Loki.
They're done playing around. I really think they're done playing around.
They are done playing around. I agree. Nathan Tattoo says, what if they're introducing Constantine and it's Keanu? Wrong universe, brother. That's DC, right. But love you anyway. Enrique Robles says, Hayden Christensen as Thor. Make it happen, Feige. Hayden Christensen as Thor? Why would you want that?
That's so backwards.
I don't know.
Like, he would be like Loki.
Yeah.
But
he'd be good Loki.
Nobody wants anybody other than Hiddleston right now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but appreciate the love. Rebel X says, is the energy field taking shape like the M? The Macaron crystal? Is that the the
Mcron crystal?
Yeah, is that the Juggernaut thing?
Okay, so what do I remember the Mcron crystal? I know that's something to do with the Shi'ar, isn't it? Aren't they supposed to be protecting that? And I think that there is a storyline that's dealing with the Juggernaut.
I thought it was the thing on Earth that gave you the power of the Juggernaut. I could be wrong though. I mean, I'm not 100 on that. We'll check it out. But I think it does sort of look like it's taking that shape. I think it is generally that shape, like a hexagon. But I don't think it necessarily. I mean, most crystallizations happen in a hexagon kind of a thing. Yeah, that's interesting though. I think it's the Juggernaut thing. Juan says Magneto, Michael Fassbender cameo, bro. I would love it. I would want it.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be incredible. Liam O'Toole says, missed the member stream earlier, but we'll catch up in the morning. Just wanted to say I love what you're all doing. Also, I think Loki's going to check on Wanda in his show and ties with sitcom episode. That would be incredible, bro. A sitcom episode, or like Loki goes into a sitcom episode for a second. That would be hot. Also, totally, you're definitely going to want to go watch that stream, my guy. That was big things. Check it out. Hit me up if you have questions. Guitar Sling, thanks for the $1. Tim, Josh, plug your damn merch. Nobody knows about it. Should have never fired poor George. I know. I'm not going to plug it right now because I still want to make changes to the storefront. But yeah, we've got cool merch. You'll find out about it someday. Michael Haas says, Fury and Strange at the end to recruit Monica into Alpha Flight or Ultimates. Whoa! With the engineer revealed to be Blue Marvel. Dude, Denzel as Blue Marvel would be all right with me, dude. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
I'm a fan.
Probably gonna go with the newer version, so that I could see Tyrese doing it too.
True. I wouldn't mind them doing sort of the more modern version. Yeah, and they could do Ultimates too. That would be really, really cool as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I'm going to grab a couple of things from the chat, but we're probably going to call it and get on out of here. We just wanted to jump in and do this bonus stream because we missed a couple of streams throughout the week this week. So, there's just things happen. But, yeah, we wanted to come in and just kind of talk about all this crazy news that's going on, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, make sure you smash that like. Let me see.
Yes, sir.
Here.
Smash that like and get some of that purple drink emoji.
Get some of those purple drink emojis in the chat. You know,
Christy, you get 1,000 points for he popped it in at the moment as I said.
Dang, 1,000 points. The Ancient Ones started sorcerers draw energy from alternate dimensions to create magic. If Westview is the nexus of all realities, do you think this is how Agatha possessed Pietro from the Fox universe? Yeah, totally. And
oh, yeah, go ahead.
And
I have a theory with that.
If Wanda is a nexus being and she's the same Wanda, then Pietro would know her as his sister. You know what I mean? 100%, which would make him more manipulatable by Agnes.
Right. So here's my theory on who I think Evan Peters actually is. So we already seen a whole bunch of Easter eggs in there for people like Wonder Man, and we've seen a bunch of Easter eggs, or at least in the first few episodes, of people like the Wizard. So the Wizard has pretty much the same powers as Pietro does. And we saw in this recent episode that Agatha Harkness was actually controlling the person who's playing the Wizard. I wouldn't be surprised if Agatha is actually not only able to control Wanda's mind, but actually read her memories. And that's the reason why she's able to plug in certain things, not everything. And that's why it's fragmented. It's not exactly how she remembers it, because it's Agatha pulling what she can out of her mind. And so the Wizard, with him having the super speed like her brother did, and him being in Westview, she just practically controls him, and boom, we have somebody who has memories of her brother, but it's only stuff she can think of. That's stuff
sweet, dude.
That he would know.
I like that. And that way, that way we would get Wizard like after this and get more speedsters and stuff. Also that would be kind of interesting, because then Speed got his powers from Wizard.
Right.
Pretty interesting. Yeah. That would be cool, man. I don't know. I'm still holding out hope that it is Pietro in some regard. So hopefully we get that explained, and it would just be really, really cool. But man, people are gonna be pissed if they don't explain that shit at all.
At all, right?
You're like,
thinking that too.
Okay. And then Feige's like, if you want to know, watch Loki. And then Loki does, and he's like, if you want to know, watch. It's like, how many of those are we gonna let him get away with?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking, man. I think it's going to be a whole revolving door on that. We don't think they're coming back with a season 2, but I think this is a version where we're trying to see Vision come into some kind of an independence. There's been so many versions of Vision, and they touched on it actually in this last episode. First he was created as an AI for a person. Then his corporeal form was created so he could be genocide. It's like, now what is he? He's pretty much created to make somebody happy. Like, when is Vision going to be created to be what Vision wants? So I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of it we get a independent Vision, a mind wiped, ready to go Wanda, and we get another WandaVision season 2, and it's them trying to have a life somewhere now. But maybe Vision doesn't want to be with Wanda now. He wants to have his own life, and we get to see 8 to 9 episodes of them going through whatever the hell happened for the past.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because there was an award-winning Vision book. I forget if it was written by Tom. I don't think it was Tom King. But a writer on the rise did the Vision run, and the book is essentially Vision creating his own wife and kids.
Right. Yeah.
He literally just creates his own family. So like Wanda is kind of doing that right now, giving it her shot.
Right.
What if season 2 or the next one is just called Vision or whatever? You know what I mean?
Right.
And they play off of that. Now that could be cool.
Right.
That would be really cool. It was Tom King? Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I just remember it was a pretty great run.
Right.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
They can do both. I'm down with that. They can split it up. So it could still be WandaVision, and we could see Vision trying to live his own life, create his own family. And then we can see Wanda, maybe she can integrate with like the Witches of Westview or something like that, and that turns into something. And we see both aspects, and then toward the end of it, they link back up together because it didn't work out.
Right.
There's like so many different ways that it can go. I guess the reason why I'm so wanting them to have another season of all of these shows, honestly, is because it would really suck to go on Disney Plus and see WandaVision and then see season 1 and nothing else for years to come. You know what I mean?
I think that's I think that's gonna happen, brother, with a lot of these shows.
I think that would just be a waste, to be honest. Or at least change the name, like you said, make it Vision. This is to me.
I got you. I understand. I just totally disagree. I'm like, nah, man. Like, you want them to go to the next thing. That's, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you want, and
Well, yeah, they can always do that.
yeah. So
I agree.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be a waste.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what they end up doing. Either way, it's gonna be pretty cool. Here, here's one last thing they could do. What if Vision just makes a third kid, and he makes Viz, he makes his daughter, because she's real from the comics. Viz is a real character. So, like, what if he makes Viz, and Viz joins the Young Avengers with her brothers?
That would be cool. That'd be dope, actually.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I'd love to see that.
That'd be kind of sweet.
Yeah.
RG2088 says, what are the odds that we see the introduction of the big bad for the entire MCU in this show? And we get not just NM, but M, but something like Scython. Yeah, I mean, so not just Nightmare or Mephisto, but some other crazy, like Scython or One Above All or something. I don't know about that. What do you think? Do you think we get a big bad in this? I don't think we're getting a big bad, but we might get, like you were kind of saying, some of the big bads from maybe the Cabal or something like that.
I think we're one way or another. I think what they're going to go and do is give us the illusion to. I don't think we're going to get the biggest bad here in WandaVision. We're going to get whoever Doctor Strange is going to be going up against. We're going to get that confirmed.
Okay, cool.
And we're going to get the characters beneath him. So like we're saying, Hayward could be Grim Reaper. We know that Agatha is already in it. So we can get all the lower level people and create that cult.
Yeah.
And then get the Salem 7, have them go against them in a TV show or something like that. But the big bad ultimately shows up in Doctor Strange. I think that's the way
totally. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. That's actually, that's the perfect way to do it for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it there. Fraser Crash. Hi, man. Did you see the email I sent? I sent you a picture. It made Falcon and Winter Soldier. No, but I will check that out. Thank you, Fraser. I appreciate the love. And yeah, thank you guys all for being here. That's going to do it for us. I will be doing a Star Wars video tomorrow about the Ezra Bridger scoop. I might even do 2 videos about it, which I know seems weird, but it's a weird story, and I have mixed feelings about it. So I will be talking about that tomorrow, and then we'll be back at it Monday at 10 for the morning stream and Nerd Theory and all of that, okay? Al just made it. Right on, brother. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us here at the Tower.